powerful practice to help you release unnecessary tension in the body is with a body scan. Now, you simply just lay down on your back, on the floor, somewhere comfortable, with your eyes closed. And just with your attention, you can start at the top of your head and slowly, very slowly, move your attention down inch by inch, just scanning the body, all around the body, and just move your way down from the head down to your toes. And as you notice tension in the body, or when it feels like the muscles are contracted or you're just in a holding position, that's where you just simply rest in that area with the attention, and you allow that attention to just stay on that spot. And you just simply notice the holding, notice the tension, and just relax. Just relax. And it can help with just slowing down your breath just a little bit more, or breathing into that area where you're noticing that tension. But it just simply starts with the awareness that there is some holding, that there is this contraction, there is this tension there. And that's why I said it's unnecessary, because you notice that it's just there, and it's almost like this unnecessary holding, where it's just this unconscious tension, this unconscious holding in the body. So it's more of a exploration with the scan, that you're just exploring the body, moving down, and then it's just noticing, not really judging, not questioning, but I'm just doing this to verbalize it, to say, why is that energy stuck, or why is that contraction being held for no reason? You're totally on your back, you're totally comfortable, you're relaxed. What is that contractional about? Why is that area locked up? Now, you wouldn't question this, but I'm just verbalizing it. And that's when you just leave your attention on that area and just let it rest. And then you just relax. You just relax. And like I said, it's really helpful to just breathe slower, which allows you to relax more, and you'll just start feeling that tension start dissolving or melting. And once you feel like that tension starts melting or dissolving, you'll notice that you can relax a little bit more. And then you'll notice you can relax a little bit more. And like that, you can just simply start melting away these layers of tension that the body is unnecessary holding. It's holding it unnecessarily. And by releasing it or melting it, you'll start feeling like that holding is not being held anymore, that it totally just lets go. And then you move your way down. And you can start with this practice. It could be very short. You can do like a 5-minute body scan, or a 10-minute or a 15-minute body scan. And you can start off with this in a very formal meditation practice, laying down. I would suggest laying down versus sitting. Laying down and just doing it like this. Then the next level to this is then noticing it in daily life. You'll notice this energy holding in the jaw or the forehead or in the chest or the shoulders or different areas, or the stomach in different areas. And it's a nice little practice that you can do when standing in line at the bank or at the grocery store, or whatever activity that you're doing. First, you can start off with just standing up with your eyes open and just bring that awareness, bring that attention down the body. When you're standing in line, just simply put the attention on the body and notice how maybe you're clenching your hips, or maybe the stomach is held tight, or maybe the shoulders are rounding forward and the chest is contracted. So like that, no one has to know that you're doing it. Just simply breathing, putting the attention on that area, and then just relax. And just relax. And then you'll notice that maybe the shoulders are drawn back because there was excessive, unnecessary tension, maybe in the chest, pulling it forward. Or you'll notice that maybe your glutes were clenched and you can just relax. Or you'll notice that the stomach is always held in and it's tight. And then you'll notice that you can relax. So like this, you're just taking that practice one step further from eyes closed, laying down on the ground in a formal meditation, to now when you're, let's say, killing time in line, you're just being patient, waiting for your chance to check out your groceries or whatever it is. Simply like this, it just gives you an opportunity to do this. And this is what you can say is one, let's say it's very static and it's a more formal meditation. This, we can say it's these static opportunities in daily life. And it looks a lot like I just said there, standing in line, perhaps coming to like a red light in your car. You got nothing else to do, right? So just notice, just relax the shoulders. Notice how you've been driving and your shoulders have been clenched unnecessarily. Notice how maybe there's some tension in the neck, that you're just got the traps all jacked up and everything is tight up here. And notice how you can just relax that. Now, the next is the most difficult, which is then noticing this in what we can say more of a dynamic setting. This is like activities. So maybe like washing the car or cutting the grass or vacuuming or even like preparing food, chopping. And this takes even more awareness to notice this, that in the midst of the movement, that the body goes into these holding patterns very unconsciously. This is very like fine-tuned to see this, but it might be like, let's say one of these activities, let's say you're preparing dinner and you're chopping carrots and cucumbers and peppers and you're making a salad. And one of the things that you might notice is that actually when you're cutting this, there's so much focus on the cutting, or you might be rushing or racing to prepare the meal, that you might not notice that your whole jaw is clenched. You might not notice that your teeth are actually clenched and there's a lot of tightness and stiffness until you're doing the activity and you're able to put the attention and pick up where that holding pattern is. To notice that maybe in certain activities there's too much excess in the tension and maybe just squeezing your like your hands, your forearms, or there's too much energy in maybe the legs, or you're pushing against the ground in certain areas when you're doing whatever it is. But essentially you're just allowing this attention to scan the body in a very formal, relaxed setting. And then you're able to then, let's say, pick your opportunities in daily life where you wouldn't be doing anything really, standing in line or sitting at a red light in a car. And then you just use those opportunities to then relax the body even more. Just scanning, hunting for that unnecessary hold of tension in the body, and then just relax it. Just allow it to melt. And then it's noticing that in the daily activities, like I said, it might start at the red light, easy to pick up, but then you'll see how maybe on the highway or whatever, then all of a sudden those shoulders start riding up. So then it's being able to drive the car, and then you're noticing how are those shoulders, and then just relax, or noticing when you're chopping food or whatever, and noticing how that tension is being held in the body, in the jaw. And with this practice, you'll just start noticing that awareness, that body awareness, starts exponentially growing. It feels relatively that it's exponentially growing, and you'll start noticing that all of that tension in the body, you start basically just melting it. You just start dissolving it. And a lot of that sense of separation is actually, it's stored in the body. A lot of these are just repressed emotions that are really stored in the body. And you start noticing it in different activities in daily life kind of show up. Why am I able to notice the grinding of the teeth more so in these situations than the other? Or why can I just really notice that there's a lot of tension in the hips in that informal meditation, and I'm not aware of it throughout walking, sitting, standing? So you'll just start picking up on this, and you'll just start noticing that this scanning is then just done automatically. That essentially, as you're walking and as you're driving, you'll just be able to have the attention on the body all the time. And the result of this is then having the attention on the body at all times, scanning it, where it's then now at this point, it would be effortless. There gets to be a point where it takes effort, like I said, like you just use kind of like an opportunity, like, hey, whenever I'm in line, this is what I'm going to do. Or whenever I hit a red light, this is what I'm going to do. Right? So you just take this formal practice and then you integrate it, where you're not just doing the body scan in a meditation practice on your back, but then you're saying, okay, well, in daily life, whenever I'm in lines or whenever I hit red lights, I'm doing the body scan real quick. It just gives you an opportunity. You get good at that. And when you get good at that, then you'll just start noticing how it naturally bleeds over into walking the dog or checking the mail, or as you're driving the car, or as you're cutting food or washing the dishes or cutting the grass, whatever you're doing. It just starts at that point, it starts becoming very natural and very effortless. And then this starts to basically just start taking over, where you always have this awareness of the body. You're always able to feel the body. As I'm speaking to you here, I'm totally aware of my butt on the chair, my feet flat on the ground, this foot's kind of on an angle like this. I'm able to feel that there's more pressure in this hip than the other, and that the weight is slightly more so on this foot. And all of that is that I'm aware of while speaking to you in the video. So you'll start noticing that it's just totally natural. And the result of putting the awareness, or putting the attention, I should say, on the body is that it gets you out of the mind. It gets you out of the mind, and you'll just start noticing that you'll just start feeling more and thinking less. This solves a lot of issues with overthinking. This solves a lot of issues with thinking about the past and thinking about the future. You'll just start noticing that you're really grounded in the body. And this is then experienced as extremely present, that you're extremely present to not only the body, but you're actually extremely present to the energy, because you're going more subtle than just the tensions in the body. You're not just focused on the physical tension, that you then start actually going beyond that into the deeper sensations, and you start being able to start perceiving what we could call the energetic body. You start being more and more in tune with the energy and the flow of energy. And we can discuss that in another video. So hopefully this helps. I'll see you in the next one.